excitement has been building all summer long, and now it's opening night for UConn women's basketball. The XL Center in downtown Hartford is buzzing with anticipation as the fans file in looking to see the Huskies take the court for the new season. It's UConn and Dayton coming up live here on SNY. Headline number one on the night is the return to play for the Huskies for the former National Player of the Year, Paige Bueckers. Missing most all of the last 2 seasons. She's ready to go. These fans are ready to watch her play, and we all look forward to seeing how she can impact this team's performance as we go throughout the season. See the fans on their feet as the introductions get ready to be made, and what should be a very exciting night for the Huskies as they face one of their former players, bringing her squad to town to face her old alma mater. Here's Arena host Connor Geary.
A 6'2" junior from Milton, Massachusetts, number 33, Caroline Ducharme. At guard, a 5'11" junior from Arlington, Virginia, number 35, Easy Spud. At guard, a 5'11" senior from Zagreb, Croatia, number 10, Mika. At forward, a 6'3" senior from Kingston, Ontario, number 3, Edwards. And at guard, a 6-foot redshirt junior from Hopkins, Minnesota, number 5, Paige Bueckers. The assistant coaches for your Huskies are Jamal
Well, the excitement is loud and clear inside the XL Center tonight. And a look at the starting lineup for the visiting Dayton Flyers. The lineup brought to you by Subaru of New England. Keep an eye on 23 Mariah Perez and 33 Destiny Bohannon, the 2 leading returning scorers for the Flyers as they get their season started. And with that, we welcome you to UConn women's basketball on SNY. Pleased to be with Megan Kumo. I'm Alan Bestwick. Well, the headline is Paige Bueckers and her return to play for the Huskies. Are there words to describe what that means to you and to this team?
You know, it's really hard for me to put into words what this means that Paige Bueckers is back playing for this team. She's a generational type player. And when you're that good of a player, it's rare that you're a better person. She's a tremendous leader, an outstanding teammate. She makes this team exponentially better. You know, I'm afraid a lot of people have forgotten just how good Paige Bueckers is. They will see it. And listen, her teammates got to be ready. They may get a ball in the face if they're not prepared.
Oh, yeah, we'll see some of her very famous passes that we've missed for much of the last 2 years. Now, that's the positive headline, Paige's return to court. Ice Brady also missed all of last season, and she would be on the top of the list of crucial needs for this team, yes?
Yeah, Gino Auriemma has talked all fall that the X factor and the unknown that they really need on this team is Ice Brady, and how she's going to step up as a redshirt freshman. There's going to be a heck of a lot of pressure. They are thin in the backcourt. It's Aaliyah Edwards, and the next big body is Ice Brady. And she is going to be counted on by Gino Auriemma and his staff.
Season 39 for Gino Auriemma. Chris Daly, the associate head coach, alongside AZ Fudd, another key factor for this Husky team. Aaliyah Edwards standing center circle, getting ready for the tip. Can she have an All-American performance as she did a year ago? Tanya Cardoza returning to the UConn coaching staff. There's Caroline Ducharme, healthy, in the best shape of her college career, ready to go.
You know, it's incredible. Obviously, we talk a lot about Paige, but the injuries that this team went through last season, it's just incomprehensible what they had to manage and deal with. And right now, everyone is healthy. You know, they had the one injury in the offseason of Jenna Al-Alfai, rupturing her Achilles, but Gino Auriemma has a full bench. I'm not sure he knows what to do with it.
Something going on here that the officials are discussing with all of the teams and the timing table.
Apparently, someone on the Dayton team is wearing 53. Number 53 is not in the book, in the official book.
This is true. We have no 53 on our lineup sheet, and she's not in the starting lineup. So UConn is going to shoot a technical foul before the game even starts. That is one of the rules, and again, 53 is not listed in their lineup page, so someone perhaps... So my next question would be, what player is 53? Because that is not on their published roster. Obviously, maybe a jersey, an equipment problem, something. We'll find that out. That's the different one.
I've been doing these games since 1997, and I have never seen this happen. I'm not so sure Tamika Williams-Jeter has ever seen this happen either, and she's thinking, oh, lucky me.
Okay. Well, with that, and the Huskies leading 2-0 off the made free throws by AZ Fudd, we're underway. There's Fudd. That shot misses, and a rebound from Nika Mule.
Good hustle by Mule.
Ducharme drives. Right-hand floater, no. Nice rebound position there by Shannon Wheeler, 13 for the Dayton Flyers. Flyers, a perennial NCAA tournament team. There's the random 53 driving and missing the bucket. Saying that's Destiny Bohannon, who is wearing 53, as that doesn't fall for the Huskies. Fudd, though, gets the steal, and that doesn't fall.
Is this a home game?
First night jitters. Ducharme short. Fudd with the rebound. Oh, a nice pass to Edwards.
What a look by AZ Fudd.
So recapping again, it is Destiny Bohannon who is wearing 53. Here's Mariah Perez with the ball, 23, one of the team leaders for the Flyers. Mule hits the floor off a collision, and the three-pointer goes from Ivy Wolf. Wolf, a transfer in from Miami of Ohio, is one of the leading scorers in the MAC there the last 2 years. Here's Beckers, got it!
And of course, in typical Paige fashion, she looks over at the official like, what, you're not going to call that?
That was Paige's mom you were looking at. So 3-point UConn lead in the opening moments of this new season here at the XL Center. Fudd tries to get the steal, can't.
This is what Tamika Williams-Jeter told us before the game. She was worried about UConn's half-court defense.
Hands on the ball and a travel called as Perez came back down with it.
And Tamika was saying to us, listen, these guys are so good in that half-court defensively. We can't make mistakes there.
Here's Mule driving. And a kick to Ducharme from the corner, 3.
Completely different looking player from last season, Ducharme.
Has transformed her body for sure. As that gets knocked away, that'll stay with Dayton. Gino Auriemma starting season 39 as the head man of this UConn program. 88% winning percentage. And still as passionate as ever about coaching this team.
He really loves his team, too. It's a great group of kids. They get along really well. They work hard.
Our keys to the game brought to you by Nissan. We could almost tag this keys to the season. Paige Becker's return and what UConn missed without the former National Player of the Year being in the lineup.
I mean, her numbers are spectacular, but it's also the confidence that she gives her teammates, the way she makes them better. Gino said that she makes their team 10 to 20% better just by being on the floor.
You think about that, 10 to 20%. That's a lot for one player to impact when you're already loaded with good players. There's Deshawn. Got it. Another three.
Really good spacing by the Huskies on the offensive end.
Now the front court pressure from UConn, something we'll look to see a lot more of than they were able to do when they only had 6 or 7 healthy bodies. Here's Wolf. Inside to Perez. Works on Edwards. Look at the defense by Edwards.
Terrific footwork and discipline by Edwards not to leave her feet.
8-0 UConn run. Mule drives and will get called for a push-off.
Illegal screen on Aaliyah Edwards.
Aaliyah Edwards, okay. We started to talk about when you only have 6 or 7 healthy bodies. Look at the games missed last season for the Huskies.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
Aaliyah Edwards, the only player to participate in all of the games. New freshman on the team this year. Healthy returnees. A lot of optimism. Nice drive to the basket, and that was Anissa Jones, the senior from Westerville, Ohio, with a bucket for Dayton. Edwards, 17-footers, back iron.
If Edwards can knock down that 15, 17-footer, she is a completely different player.
Perez couldn't hit, and Edwards with the rebound for UConn. UConn's hit 4 of their last 5 shots. Beckers couldn't handle the pass. Here's Wolf for Dayton. Good defensive retreat by UConn to cut that off. O'Hannon drives. That was way short, and nothing but white shirts there for the rebound. Beckers draws the foul, does not get the bucket. But twice now, Page very aggressive, taking it to the rim. So I mentioned some new faces for this team. UConn loses 2 of their 4 leading scorers from a year ago, Lou Lopez-Seneschal and Dorka Juhas. They bring back, of course we mentioned Paige Beckers, Ice Brady makes her debut, and these 3 freshmen on the left side of the screen, we'll see a lot of them. And Gino very high on all of them.
You know, and they had the trip to Europe, so they all got to play together and practice for longer. That made a huge difference for this team, but also especially for those young guys to come in. You see KK Arnold on the right, in the middle is Caden Samuels and Ashlyn Shade on the left. They all do things that are completely different from the other, but they're all terrific in their own right. And KK Arnold plays with an energy and an enthusiasm that we haven't seen in a very long time.
It'll be fun. No doubt we'll see her soon as we get going. That last foul was on Ivy Wolf for Dayton, her first. Here's Wolf with the ball. Bud defending. Now Edwards on the switch. Mule anticipates the pass and gets the steal. Edwards runs and takes the pass from Paige Beckers.
All started with a great steal by Nika Mule, who ended up making the pass from her knees.
Wolf. Shot doesn't fall. And whistle and a foul will be called, and that will bring us to a timeout. The foul will be on Paige Beckers. Paige getting points for the first time in 580. UConn women's basketball on SNY is brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers. By Dunkin'. UConn basketball runs on Dunkin'. By Yale New Haven Health with the greatest of care. And Subaru of New England. Find your authorized Subaru retailer at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Huskies with a 12-2 run over the last 3 minutes and change find themselves up 16-5 midway through quarter number 1 on opening night here in Hartford. So new players on the court, new player on the broadcast. Not new to SNY, but pleased to welcome to our UConn team, Chelsea Sherrod.
Thank you so much, Alan. As you mentioned, Paige Beckers is entering what is expected to be her first full season since her freshman year. And so I asked Paige, Paige, when was the last time that you felt like yourself on the court? And she said, honestly, my sophomore year when I returned, I still wasn't 100% healthy. She said that I felt like I was still a shell of myself, and that it was actually that Notre Dame game back in December of 2021 when she suffered that injury. That's when she felt like herself. That was the last time. She said that it's a process and it's going to take time, and she laughed and said that I'm very impatient, but she believes that as she gets more games under her belt, she'll get back to that player that she knows herself to be. And so then I asked Paige, do you have anything that you're out to prove this season? And she said, no, I'm not out to prove anything. If anything, I want to reprove who I am as a player, and along with my teammates, prove that we can win a national championship, Alan.
Chelsea, thanks. It will take time to build back into playing full steam basketball, 2-3 times a week.
Yeah, I mean, everyone on both teams are rusty in game 1, let alone, someone like Paige, who didn't play all of last year and barely played her sophomore year.
Ivy Wolf with the triple for the Flyers. Yeah, so, how many minutes will we see Paige tonight? So on. Gino said more than Saturday, but not as many as Paige would like to play.
Well, she wants to play 40.
Yeah.
She played about 12 on Saturday.
Here's KK Arnold in the game now, wearing number 2 for the Huskies. Aaliyah Edwards with the bucket.
That's that 15-foot jump shot by Aaliyah Edwards. She knocks that down consistently. They will be so difficult to beat.
Edwards with 6 points. Caroline Ducharme with 6 points to lead the Huskies so far. Here's Wolf, kicks cross court. Nice pass over to Jones, who gets the 3. So Anissa Jones on the scoreboard for Dayton.
And after that ball went through the hoop, Gino started clapping. He was irritated. The team didn't inbound the ball faster and get it up the floor. He wants the pace to be fast.
Beckers from the free throw line, short. Good box out underneath, kept Edwards from getting to the ball. That was Perez for Dayton. 7-point UConn lead. Blocked by Edwards.
Good position by Ducharme to come up with that ball.
So here is KK Arnold, the freshman from Germantown, Wisconsin, with her first official points in a UConn uniform.
Didn't look like any freshman jitters there.
5'9" guard, ESPN's number 6 class of 2023 prospect, as the folks who classify such things. Here's Jones, guarded by Ducharme. Shot clock single digits, now 6. Wolf comes over, throws one at the rim, and it goes in.
Had a big smile on her face running back down on D. I think it surprised her as much as everybody else in the building.
There's Beckers for 2. Two of 3 for Paige from the floor, 6 points. 9-point UConn lead. Wolf guarded by KK Arnold. Ducharme misses the steal. That'll get tossed toward the rim by Jones. And it falls right into the hands of Beckers. Huskies look to push the pace. Fudd. Stops, pops, too strong.
Another good rebound by Perez.
She was their leading rebounder and second leading scorer from a year ago. The grad student from Newark, New Jersey. Wearing 23. Beckers with the block on that pass. But wide open in the corner is Bohannon. Shot doesn't go. I can hear Gino from here. Run, KK,
so
run.
Animated over there, isn't he?
Arnold off the Edwards screen. Pull up. That was blocked, but a foul. Contact on the arm as well. That'll be Shannon Wheeler, who will draw her first foul for Dayton.
Number 13, Shannon Wheeler.
As Aubrey Griffin checks into the game for Caroline Ducharme. Nika Mule will come back in, and Paige Beckers will check out. Well, look at Aubrey back for a redshirt senior season or a grad student season. Said there are things she still wants to work on to prepare for the next level, and that's why she's back. And Ice Brady checks into the game as well. Wears 25, the redshirt freshman from San Diego. And so KK Arnold with shots. There is Brady now subbing in for Aaliyah Edwards. And we mentioned before her ability to provide productive minutes as really a freshman, not playing at all last year, will be very important for UConn.
Yeah, it's critical. They've only got one legitimate post player in Aaliyah Edwards. And when you come across some teams down the line who have big post play, well, they're going to have to be crafty.
Underneath, Bohannon stripped by Mule, and kicked ball on Dayton. It's UConn's basketball.
Really good team defense, that possession by UConn. Nika Mule bringing her normal energy and feistiness on the defensive end, created that steal.
So it is Griffin, Arnold, Mule, Brady, and Fudd, the five on the floor for UConn. Arnold drives, cut off nicely, but makes a nice pass to a cutting Griffin. And a foul is drawn.
You know, I think one of the biggest tests for Gino this year is going to be what combinations work. And that's going to be, it'll be a work in progress all season long, just finding the different combinations, find which ones do what and when.
And what's most effective against different opponents with different profiles. So here's Aubrey Griffin shooting free throws. Aubrey, the only player on the floor for UConn who participated in their last matchup against Dayton. That was in November of 2019. Huskies won that one at UD. Megan Walker with a double-double led the way that night. Aubrey played 14 minutes, had 6 points, went 3 for 4 from the floor as a very young freshman. 13-point Husky lead. Here's Riss Miller, a freshman. Ball knocked away. That was Arnold, I believe, that anticipated the pass.
She came and stole it from behind.
Mule doesn't go at the buzzer. And that is how the first quarter is going to end, with UConn on a 6-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 8 seconds and building a 13-point lead. Oh yeah, Nika's lost none of her defensive intensity over the summer. Hope you're making plans to join us at an upcoming UConn women's basketball home game. Get your season tickets now, or choose your favorite games to create a mini plan at UConnTickets.com. Getting ready for the second quarter and talking about Ice Brady, the 6'3" redshirt freshman from San Diego, California. Just before the start of last season, dislocated the patella in her right knee, missed the entire campaign, worked hard. I mean, how many times did we go someplace and see, while the team is on the court practicing or warming up, she and Paige Beckers doing their rehab things together? And again, highly, highly touted recruit out of high school that UConn has big plans for.
Yeah, she's a great kid. I'm excited to see her develop. She worked really hard to get back to be able to play on the floor. And there was just an interesting video on during the break, and while she's young into the program, there's someone here today who's been around a long time. That is Nikisha Sales' grandmother, Irene Pittman, who's 100 years old today.
That's awesome.
So we wish her the happiest of birthdays. She came to every game during Nikisha's career and has come many, many times over the years. So Nikisha just had a birthday wish on the video board inside the XL Center. It's great to see her here.
That's terrific. And her birthday will be happier with a Husky win. That's a travel turnover to start the second quarter. Here's Nikisha Sales.
Cool quiche.
Yeah.
Given the nickname Precious, though, because Gino never yelled at her.
I'm sure she's happy to hear that on the television broadcast just now, yes. Aubrey Griffin with a bucket. So Huskies in that first quarter shot 47%, 8 of 17 from the floor. division.
You know, Aubrey is so athletic. On the dribble, turns the corner, can slice to the rim. She's just so explosive, so athletic, so wiry.
And another one of those players, because of the lack of true post players on this team, is going to be asked to do a lot of things.
She did that last year. She's going to be asked to do even more of it this year.
Absolutely.
And Gino said after their exhibition game Saturday against Southern Connecticut State University, he said, you know, I got to try to limit Aubrey Griffin's minutes to 3-4 minutes at a time. You know, best laid plans. We'll see how that goes.
That foul was on KK Arnold. There is Ice Brady from long range. No. Mule comes away with the ball. Mule will try for three and get that to go.
It's a different shot this year for Nika Mule because she doesn't have to make it. When there's less pressure on you to have to make a shot, it's a little bit easier to make them.
And steals the pass. Feeds Griffin.
Pretty pass from Nika Mule, who created that steal. Their full court pressure is going to give a lot of teams a lot of problems.
Timeout Dayton, as the Huskies have started strong in this second quarter. 7-2 run to start this second period. Nika Mule leading the way with a three, a steal, and a feed. Changes to the coaching staff as well this year. I shouldn't say changes, additions to the coaching staff this year.
Tanya came back home.
Tanya Cardoza spent years as a head coach at Temple, returning to the UConn staff. And Ben Cantor, longtime director of video, promoted to the coaching staff this year, and well-earned.
Absolutely. You know, he puts in the time and the effort. He has a great rapport with the players, and he wants to be a coach. And sometimes you just need someone to give you a break. And Gino Auriemma did just that.
And I certainly wouldn't have done it if Ben hadn't earned it. And he is in his well-deserved spot now on the staff. That is Anissa Jones. Jones and Ivy Wolf had all of Dayton's 17 points in this game. KK Arnold will get fouled on her way to the rim.
You know, something little, you just saw KK Arnold got knocked down and Nika Mule went running over to pick her up. Things like that, Tamika Williams has to teach that to her team. This isn't her second season. She came in last year. It was just the program needed a lot of work, and she's got to teach them all the little things that a lot of those things she learned playing for Gino and Chris Daly.
Pass knocked away and a run out for KK Arnold. Yeah, Tamika came in last year replacing two coaches that had this Flyer program perennially in the NCAA tournament. But Shauna Green took the job at Illinois, took two of their best players with her. And so Tamika has had to come into Dayton and reestablish the program, the culture, the recruiting, everything in the manner that she wants it to be, as the Wolf three-pointer misses
And
wide.
change isn't always easy, right?
Right. Played a lot of last year. Here's Ice Brady. Nice. Left-hander.
Lefties are so difficult to guard in the paint because there aren't that many of them. You're always used to learning to force kids to their left. Well, she'll make you pay.
Ashlyn Shade in the ball game for UConn, wearing number 12, another one of the freshmen. Wolf will float that one in for two. So 20-point UConn lead. There is Aubrey Griffin, a little strong on that one, but the rebound falls right to Brady. She tries to float a little bit of an alley-oop to Griffin, and it misses. So Paige Beckers checking back into the ball game for UConn. Played 9 minutes in the first quarter, 6 points, 2 spills to the floor, from which she bounced right back up.
Already we've seen, you know, we've heard the horn over at the scorer's table indicating a sub. Gino has already done, I think, a really good job of just keeping players coming in and out. And they're going to play at such a fast pace, they're going to need the break.
So it is Aaliyah Edwards, AZ Fudd, Paige Beckers back in the ball game with Aubrey Griffin and Ashlyn Shade. Griffin with the block and a foul.
Nice execution that time by Dayton. UConn just always seemed to be a step slow on that possession.
That will be freshman Riley Rissmiller who will step to the free throw line for Dayton. Defense has been a point of emphasis this morning in the shoot-around here. Well, actually, it was this afternoon, wasn't it, at XL Center. Big emphasis, a lot of work on defense. And when we talked to Gino about that, he said details were a lot of what was being stressed and worked on.
Speaking of details, you saw that contraption on Paige's thumb. If anyone who's ever jammed their thumb, it is so painful. Can't do anything without it.
Easy 5 for 2. So inside that big wrap, there is a splint as well protecting that thumb.
And thankfully, it's her left hand. So she's a right-handed shooter, right hand dominant. So it doesn't really affect her shot.
Errant shot, no foul. Huskies run. Here's Griffin. Cut off nicely. UConn moves the ball around to Flood for 3.
And Paige helps get that ball from. It came from the left side. She caught it in the middle of the floor and immediately tossed it over to Flood.
Here's Jones short on that one. Bounces off Griffin. Kind of short hopped her. And Wolf over Griffin for 3. Ivy Wolf, the junior from Minster, Ohio. And a timeout called by UConn.
He's not happy that Wolf got another shot.
20-point UConn lead halfway through the second quarter. The UConn timeout after a couple of less than pretty defensive possessions on the part of the Huskies. So Gino having a quick chat with the crew. And Ivy Wolf, wearing 10 for the Dayton Flyers, is up to 13 points and the first scorer in double figures in the ballgame. Chelsea, what was going on in that huddle?
Yeah, Alan, Coach Ariema was pretty emotional, pretty hot about the Huskies' defense on Ivy Wolf. She's shot 3 for 4 from 3. She just drained one before he called that timeout. He's saying, you got to get out on her. Someone's got to defend her. Right now, she's leading the Flyers with 13 points. So she's hoping to see more from his Huskies on her, specifically defensively, Alan.
Yep, all right, well, Huskies managed to create the turnover there on the front court pressure. Aubrey Griffin goes out of the game. Who just checked in? Caroline Ducharme, thank you. So Shade, Ducharme, Edwards, Fudd, and Beckers on the floor for UConn. Here is Ashlyn Shade from Indiana. Nice pass to Edwards.
Really good look from the freshman Shade. She looked really impressive on Saturday.
Sees that pass, just couldn't come up with it, but draws a big smile. Ashlyn, 5'10" guard, Noblesville, Indiana, just outside of Indianapolis. ESPN's number 15 ranked class of 23 recruit, former Gatorade Player of the Year in Indiana, was a McDonald's All-American, all the requisite things you'd think of and honors that come with being a highly recruited player.
And I'll tell you, she's tough and gritty. Oh, wow, a 10-second violation.
It's front court pressure from the Huskies. Tamika Williams looking on. I have to say, her conversation with you before the game was hilarious. Back on campus this week for the first time since, what'd she say, 2002?
2002 or 3, yeah. I mean, she's just one of the greatest people of all time.
Shade fights for the ball, yeah.
And I hadn't seen Tamika in several years, but you never know it. I mean, she's just all heart.
Edwards will draw the foul on the drive. That'll be called on Mariah Perez, her first. I can see from talking with her, even that brief time we got to meet with her pregame, I can see why kids will be drawn to her.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and what she kept saying was, it's all about the people. I mean, she had an outstanding career. She's got that 70% field goal percentage record in the NCAA. She's even got the WNBA record.
Yeah.
But she was a forward, but she also would guard guards. She was incredibly athletic, smart. And as evidenced by the 70%, the kid never missed.
Two-time national champion with the Huskies. Longtime assistant, Ohio State, Kansas, among stops. Went to Division III Wittenberg, very successful. And now she is back in Division I as the head coach near her home, Dayton, Ohio. So the third freshman is checked in, Cadence Samuels, wearing number 4 for UConn. That is Jones shooting over Samuels. Rebound by Perez, defended by Ducharme, and a foul will be called.
Late whistle. I thought Ducharme bumped her. I just thought the whistle was late.
So Cadence Samuels, 6-foot freshman guard from Forestville, Maryland, which is right alongside the Beltway in the Washington, D.C. area. ESPN's number 41 class of 2023 recruit. Gino said she's an amazing shooter. Her confidence is building. And she, I think, of the 3 freshmen, she may have been the biggest surprise to him, the level she's at already.
Yeah, he said she's a little bit tough to pin down. She will be a great defender, and it was funny, we talked about Nikisha Sales earlier. He even referenced Nikisha Sales, because Nikisha was, you know, she used to say she was sneaky on defense. She always found a way to find the ball, and Cadence is very much like that.
Beckers didn't draw the foul, didn't get the bucket. Did bounce up off the floor. Here is Anissa Jones wearing 3 for Dayton. Only got 9 points in this game. Blocked by Edwards, then grabs Edwards and drags her down to the floor.
Wow. So check this out. Great block by Edwards, and then watch the kid's left hand and just pulls her down.
Well, good to see Aaliyah bounce back up, but we may see, are they going to talk about this?
Second personal, third team foul.
Looks like we're going to play on here. Looks, and so Jones will go to the bench with a couple of fouls. That was Maggie Timon who was having the consultation with Jules Gallion. Decided not to review it for an intentional foul low, and we play on. Samuels, Edwards. Edwards drives. Look at that.
Nice take. Showing some of her own athleticism getting to the rim.
And a little anger, too, at that last foul. Perez on Edwards. Shot did not fall. Here's Fudd. Looking for Page. Finds Cadence Samuels, who gets her first points as a Husky.
Well, and that play right there, a great shot by Samuels from the corner, but Paige Beckers could have shot the ball. She paused to beat, drew the defense, and then kicked it in to the corner.
That is Danica Lightbourne, one of the freshmen into the ball game for Dayton, wearing number 0, missed the shot. Wolf comes up with a rebound on the errant ball for UConn.
Becker's mad she missed that shot.
And there's going to be a foul there as Bohannon drove, and Edwards will get called for her second foul.
See, you got to respect Paige Beckers. Wolf ran to her and then gave it to the corner to the open freshman who nailed it.
So subs in for UConn. Paige Beckers will go to the bench. Aaliyah Edwards will go to the bench. Ice Brady back in. Nika Mule comes back into the ball game as well. Well, let's see. 3 trips to the floor for Paige. 13 minutes, 6 points, 2 of 5 shooting, 4 rebounds, 3 assists.
You know, we've talked all about what it means to have her back, and it means a lot, but you also have to remember, she is going to be rusty. It's not going to look exactly like it did when she was at the top of her game.
Gary Apple and Carol Walters will have no doubt thoughts on Paige Beckers' first half, as well as the rest of the Huskies. Highlights and analysis coming up. The UConn Women's Basketball Halftime Show is presented by Dunkin'. Pile up in the paint after the missed free throw. Second chance here for the Flyers.
And Ducharme came out of there limping.
Samuels will hit the floor. And a long look by the official, but it'll be Cadence who gets the foul called on her. That'll be her first. So a little physical intensity here.
And he's frustrated, you know, that his team is committing all these fouls.
2 shots for Shannon Wheeler.
So free throws being taken here by Shannon Wheeler, the junior from Detroit, Michigan, who didn't play the entire second half of last season after shoulder surgery just after the new year. And as much as the Huskies were shorthanded last year, it was also a story for the Flyers. They had some games with just 6 available players. Ducharme strong, but Mule with the rebound and the putback.
Nika Mule is going to get so many second chance opportunities because she's just relentless and never stops moving.
Bohannon into the paint. Spin and drop won't go for Risper, the freshman, and Brady gets the rebound.
Gino was screaming for Ice Brady to come down and double in that low post. She was slow to do it, and that was just because she was unsure.
Flood.
Got away with something there.
I think so.
Another late whistle.
I'm just watching Coach Meek over on the bench, kind of trying to gently drop the hint that you might have missed something there.
That was a double dribble, a walk, and then Ducharme got hit hard, and it took a good second or two to blow the whistle.
Foul on Danica Lighthouse, the freshman from the Bahamas for.
And this is a great teaching moment right there. Gino talking to Ice about what he wanted her to do. When the ball gets to the low post, I want you to, you know, whatever he's saying to her, it's the way she's got to rotate. It's a great moment there. That's the best way to learn.
And she gets to do that learning without even having to come off the court and sit on the bench, too. Right back at it. Ducharme aggressively guarding Wheeler. Wheeler will kick to Bohannon. Shot clock at 8. Bohannon throws it up off a nice screen and gets a bucket from just outside the free throw line. Huskies with pace here. Here's Flood in the front court. That will be an offensive foul on AZ.
Offensive foul, number 5, 85.
So just less than a minute to go here in this opening half of the new season here at XL Center in Hartford. See the score line. Huskies with a comfortable lead. But lots to talk about when Gino and squad head into the locker room at halftime. Stop and miss from Wheeler, and a nice rebound there. I believe that was Samuels who got it. Mule can't get the shot to go, and a foul in the lane, and it'll be UConn basketball underneath. Ivy Wolf will pick up her second foul. The junior transfer who played her freshman and sophomore seasons at Miami of Ohio and was 5th in her conference in scoring and 6th in assists a year ago. They'll leave her on the court for these final 35 seconds. Caroline Ducharme will go to the bench for UConn. It's Aubrey Griffin into the ball game, and Ice Brady at the free throw line. One of 2 for Brady, as the Huskies have put almost 60 points on the board in this first half. Seconds to go in the quarter. Here's Wolf guarded by Mule. Shot clock at 10. Wolf gets away. Mule catches back up. Shot from the corner. Does not go for Bohannon. Second chance shot here. 3 seconds left. Don't think they know how much time is. Wolf throws one up, and I think Flood got a finger on that to knock it down. Well, let's see, a game that started with a technical foul for a wrong uniform number, not registered in the pregame scorebook by Dayton, and ends with UConn with a 59-31 lead over Dayton with its first 2 quarters of play in the book. the head coach, is with Chelsea.
Coach, Paige Beckers has already played more than she did in that exhibition game. What are you seeing from Paige and what she's done on the court in the first half?
You know, it's good. I think she's forcing some things. So I think she needs to, just let it come to her. I think she's a little too anxious, to play. But other than that, we're just slowly working her back in, and so far, so good. At least she hasn't fouled out yet, like everybody else. It's unbelievable. It really is. It's just unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
How do you think your team is doing on the defensive end with their aggression, especially in the half court, trying to keep the pace of play, keep that high defensively?
Yeah, there's a fine line between being aggressive and fouling. I don't know how many free throws they shot, but it's a lot more than field goals that they made, right? And so playing hard and being aggressive and all that, I think that's great. But, the communication and the keep your hands off people, all the stuff that you hope that you do enough every day. And it's just, it's just a lack of discipline and a lack of really understanding. And I tell them, you're going to put yourself on the bench. Forget me taking you out. You're going to put yourself on the bench. Some fouls can't be helped. I get that. But we got to clean that up immediately.
All right, Coach, thanks.
Our interview with the head coach, presented by Town Fair Tire. Gino will head to the UConn locker room and no doubt begin cleaning that up. 59-31, Gary and Kara in the halftime show are next. And by Nissan. Save on the heart-pumping Nissan lineup today at the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event. Come cheer on UConn women's basketball when they take on number 14 Maryland at Gamble Pavilion. It's Thursday, November 16th. Get your seats now at UConnTickets.com. And back at the XL Center in downtown Hartford, getting ready for the second half of our season opener. 28-point lead for the Huskies over the Dayton Flyers with Megan Kulmo. I'm Alan Bestwick. Let's see, we've talked about Paige Becker's return. We've spotlighted all the new freshmen. But something we're going to talk about now that hasn't changed from last year is the performance of Aaliyah Edwards. And that is the subject of Kulmo's Court Vision, brought to you by Yale New Haven Health.
Yeah, I mean, just so steady and so strong, makes such good decisions. Here you see her with the ball, the top of the key there. Now she goes, sets the screen, right? And she's gonna roll. Ashlyn Shade does a really good job of coming off that screen. Defense gets mixed up, the nice pass back, and she finishes. There she is again, loves that spot. Now watch this, as she comes over, she goes to set the screen. Now AZ went a different way. Look, see where she is? There is nobody there to stop her. Great recognition to then just be aggressive. You're not gonna stop me, I'll take it to the hole.
The senior from Canada leads the Huskies in points and rebounds in this game through the first half, and will lead the Huskies back onto the floor to begin quarter number 3. Her words: consistency, dominance, leadership. That's what her senior season is about to Aaliyah Edwards. So it's Nika Mule, Caroline Ducharme, Paige Beckers, AZ Fudd, and the aforementioned Edwards, the starting 5 on the floor for UConn, as we check with Chelsea Sherrod.
Thanks so much, Alan. I just spoke with head coach Tamika Williams-Jeter about her team's 10 turnovers at the half. She said most of those turnovers came in the press, and she said so they have to make adjustments about moving the ball faster up the court. And she said, of course, in the half court, she said UConn has been a top 5 defense forever, for all that she's known. She said this is a great test for her team. She says this type of pressure and physicality is something that they're not used to, something that they haven't seen. It's almost like blood in the water. As far as their offense, Ivy Wolf and Anissa have 22 of their 31 points. She says that they just need shots to fall, and that's going to help them stay in this game. She said they're not used to this type of shot making, but they have to keep punching back.
Hopefully Wolf's okay. We just saw her leave the floor holding her wrist and is being attended to by the training staff for Dayton in the far corner. So here's Edwards. How about Fudd moving to make herself available there?
AZ Fudd moves so well without the basketball.
A shuffle of steps. So again, checking on Anissa Jones, the senior from Westerville, Ohio, number 3 for Dayton. She's in the middle of the screen. And just suddenly holding her wrist after that spin around the screen. And again, she's over in the corner behind the Dayton bench and being attended to there by the Flyer medical staff. Fudd from the corner, that's a 3, too strong. Niall Lear, number 1, into the ball game for the first time for the Flyers. Drives all the way end to end, will draw the contact. That will be Nika Mule who will pick up the foul there. I have that as Nika's first.
Pretty amazing.
And so Gino's comment in his interview with Chelsea on the way to the locker room about as many free throws as field goals, well, he was correct. They had 9 made free throws, 9 made field goals in the first half.
And listen, he's got to complain about something. But if you're not careful and nip this in the bud now, they got to move their feet better. They got to keep their hands off. Some of the calls I thought weren't great calls, but you got to live with that.
So 1 of 2 for Lear on the free throws for Dayton. Fudd cut off, driving baseline. Here's Edwards. Look at that move.
Unstoppable.
Fudd got a hand on the pass in the lane. Edwards. A little short. Ducharme crashes the boards and will get fouled, trying to go back up with the rebound.
Great relentless rebound there. Speaking of relentless, how about this strong move? Great poise, getting the position that she wanted. Fake with the dribble, going left, knowing she was going to come back over that right shoulder.
Ducharme limping after coming down on that missed attempt at getting to the bucket. She's trailing the play coming back into the game.
There's something with her left ankle early in the game we saw when there was a pile up in the lane. She came away limping.
Edwards, right hand, will draw the foul that time on Perez. That'll be Mariah Perez's second, and Leah Edwards will shoot free throws. Caroline Ducharme trying to get to the bucket here. Watch the left foot when she comes down.
Second personal, second team foul.
And she immediately favored it.
Every game UConn to KK Arnold.
Paige Beckers goes to the bench. KK Arnold comes in. Caroline Ducharme stays on the floor. And Aaliyah Edwards shoots free throws here for the Huskies. Aaliyah Edwards a year ago, Gino Auriemma said, played at an All-American level, which she did, third-team All-American. He said, we need her to do that this year for us to get where we want to go.
And I'll tell you, with the threats that they have on the outside, the perimeter shooting strengths that the Huskies have this year with Fudd, with Beckers, with Ducharme and everybody else, it's going to open up things for Edwards inside.
Defending out high on Perez here. And steps in front of Wolf and will get called for the foul.
Gino is irate, and I don't blame him.
He's at center court asking about that.
Third foul on Edwards. Second team foul of the quarter.
That is Aaliyah's third personal in this ball game.
I thought the kid pushed off.
Legal guarding position or not?
She lowered that right shoulder.
Well, now Edwards stays in the ball game after that third foul. That knocked away and saved by Edwards. Look at the hustle to get to that, but they'll say she stepped on the sideline. Now Rod Creech and Jules Gallion come together, discuss the call. As you look at some of the numbers tonight on Aaliyah Edwards.
Tamika Williams like number 7 of 9 from the floor.
70%. Caroline Ducharme to the bench. Aubrey Griffin into the ball game for UConn. Ducharme in this one, 2 of 6 from the floor, 16 minutes and 8 points. So one of the rule changes for this year involves the shot clock on an offensive rebound. If there are more, you know, they changed the rule a couple of years ago, right, that the shot clock would go to 20 seconds on an offensive rebound. Now they get to look at whether it would be 20 or more in that case. So they'll check that shot clock while we take a quick break. Point lead for the Huskies here at XL Center on opening night for this 23-24 season. Let's check with Chelsea Sherrod.
So we asked Coach Auriemma what his favorite memory is of Coach Tamika Williams-Jeter, and he said he went all the way back. He said back in the day when we were recruiting her in 1998, she was the #1 overall recruit. He said that big schools were sending her planes to go on her official visit, and he said what I did was I made a paper plane, I put it in an envelope, cut up some confetti, and I sent it to Tamika in the mail. And I said, you know what? This is the plane that you're getting. I'm sending you a plane. She opens it, she sees the confetti, and there's a letter from Coach Auriemma saying, if these are the types of things that you want, then go to those schools. You're not gonna get that here. And she said that he kept it real with her, and that's why she wanted to play for him. And he said he found out that her mother still has that paper airplane today.
That's awesome.
That's great.
13 was what the verdict was on the shot clock. Ivy Wolf missed driving the lane. Nika Mule will miss from just inside the free throw line. Ball on the floor. Here's KK Arnold up with it for UConn. Mule will take the 3 and drain it.
She thought about it for a second, didn't she?
2 of 3 from long range tonight from Mule. She's into double figures with 10 points. That's the second high scoring mark for the Huskies. Shannon Wheeler through traffic, no. Flood from the corner, drains a 3.
Man, she doesn't need any room.
That puts Azzi into double figures tonight with 10. Too strong. Arnold with the rebound for UConn.
Good box out by Mule.
KK runs the floor, but got too far under the bucket, I
Too
think.
strong with it, yeah.
That drew one of those looks from Coach. How do we miss layups? Ivy Wolf, number 10 for the Dayton Flyers. 16 points, and that one will be tipped. And for Wolf, that makes her the leading scorer in the ballgame, along with Aaliyah Edwards, each with 16 points. Good to see Anissa Jones coming back onto the floor for Dayton. That right wrist now wrapped, number 3, but she will come back in and try and help Dayton stop this 7-0 UConn run. Wolf misses the 3. Edwards with the rebound. Aubrey Griffin.
Another layup miss by Mule, but Griffin right there for the offensive rebound and putback.
That's 70 for the Huskies. And we're not even halfway through the third quarter. Wolf guarded by Arnold.
UConn does have an awful lot of scoring weapons.
That will be Bohannon that draws a foul.
She's not going to be thrilled about another miss. You can see it came off the heel of her hand, but love the effort there by Griffin to not give up on the play and crash the boards and come away with 2.
Aubrey doing Aubrey things, right? Energy, effort, rebounding. So here is Destiny Bohannon at the free throw line, the 5th-year senior. Team's leading scorer of a year ago. And remember, the night started with her basically wearing a different number than was put into the official scorebook. So the game was 2-0 UConn before a second had run off the clock on the administrative technical foul.
Not the way you want to start the game against the #2 team in the country.
Not a good sign at the start of the night, but certainly a learning moment. Is that,
I don't
being
think
kind?
that same mistake will ever be repeated by this same crew.
Griffin gets blocked, but picks the ball up and gets it away and draws a foul. So the foul is going to be on Shannon Wheeler, her third, and we reach the midway timeout through quarter number 3. Azzi Fudd, 2 of 5 from long range tonight, but that one got her to 10 points. 72 on the board for UConn midway through quarter number 3, as Gino Auriemma begins his 39th season as the headman of this UConn women's basketball program. You know, you talk about teachable moments, and really isn't the process of the season, right, getting better from November to March to be where you want to be come April?
Absolutely, and they want to have everyone back, and they will get Yana Patterson back. We didn't talk about her off the top of the show. She had knee surgery in the offseason, and she should be back soon. They could use another big body in the lane.
Had what she called jumper's knee when I talked with her about it, and
something I would have no idea.
You did a pretty impressive job back from halftime, though, I must say that.
Probably pulled something.
There's Fudd for another 3. A 12-1 run for UConn as Nio Lear makes a nice drive to the rim for the Flyers.
Strong finish there by Lear in traffic.
Beckers, Arnold, Edwards, Griffin, Fudd, the 5 on the floor for UConn. Fudd from the free throw line, with a loss to the left. Here's Anissa Jones with the ball, number 3 for Dayton. Jones 9 points, 3 of 10 shooting in this one. Stripped.
What defense by the freshman Arnold.
Fudd from the corner, that one back iron. Griffin skies for the rebound. Feeds Edwards, who gets the bucket.
What a play by Aubrey Griffin to keep it aligned and find Edwards.
Nice 5th rebound of the ball game for Griffin.
That's just effort and hustle.
Here's Mariah Perez. Now Ivy Wolf. Step back over Griffin. I think Aubrey probably altered that shot a bit. It came up short. Here's Arnold driving. Ooh, the kick to Griffin. Heads up.
She gunned it.
KK Arnold now, the freshman, with 7 assists in the ballgame, leading the way in that department for the Huskies.